Hey guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is building jazz guitar chords, major chords. This topic might not be so popular and probably is not so, shiny, but it's really a very important topic. And I really recommend that you go through all what I'm talking about and really have a serious thought and a serious work on the guitar on this topic. Before I get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, but also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, because there you can download the material which comes along with this tutorial here. And in this case, it's probably pretty valuable, or I don't know how to say it in English. It makes sense. Okay, so what are we talking about today? And so on. I'm going to show you how to build your own jazz guitar chords from scratch in the two basic positions, but also how you work through like a chord solo in a Joe Pass style, which is basically on the top four strings with chords in which connect one certain position with each other. Oh my god, I cannot say it properly. So let's get started. Alright guys, as I said, we're talking about major chords. Now checking the modes, we have we're not going to melodic minor or harmonic minor. We're just staying on the basic modes. We have two different types of modes attached to a major chord. In this case, I just recorded bass, G major, but we can do either Ionian or Lydian. So now we first need to understand what is the difference. This is G Ionian. As you probably know, it's really simple. And it's really important that you know the intervals which you're playing. So it's root, 2, triad, 4, 5th, 6th, 7, root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 1, okay? And the difference between Ionian and Lydian is just one note, is this here. 1, 2, 3, instead of 4 we have sharp 4. 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, okay? So these are the two modes. Now building the basic chord attached to this position will be this one here, G major 7, which you probably know, okay? Now, what is a chord? It's a summary of intervals and it creates a voicing. We have here the root, and with this chord we have the 7 with the 3rd and the 5th. So this is a 1, 7, 3, 5 voicing, okay? And this covers 4 of the notes. And either if you use Ionian or Lydian, it creates the same chord. Now we have 3 other notes which are not used, and these are called the options. And those, to get your sound really jazzy, you probably want to add options. What are the available options? The 2 would become a 9. The 4 will become a sus, but that's not an option. It's a forbidden note. I mean, if you play wait, how should I do that here? You can hear, I play now the 4 as an additional note. Here it sounds completely wrong. So 4 is not an option, okay? And the 6 becomes a 13. So you can either play a root position, G major 7, or you want to add the options in the case of Ionian, either 9 or 13. When we come to Lydian, we have just one note which is different. The sharp 4 becomes a sharp 11. And that one is possible. I'll play it now for you. Sounds quite weird for some ears, but it's really used often. So in Lydian we have a third option that will be sharp 11. Now you already notice it's really hard to grab all this stuff at the same time on the guitar. So when we want to create your chords, you take the so-called guidetones, which is the triad and the seventh. So here we have the 7, here we have the 3. So these two notes define G major chord. You can check it with the backing track here. You can hear the G major 7 chord. The 5th is not necessary and the root is also not necessary. Why? Because these notes are also in all other modes, the same notes. So the 1 and the 5, all other modes have the same root and the same 5th, except Locrian, but we don't go to Locrian now. So these two notes define G major 7. Now we want to add, I mean, you can add the other notes if you want. I mean, you probably heard it sounds pretty empty. If you want to add probably the 5th or the root as well, then we end up here again, which sounds okay. But when you want to go into more sophisticated stuff by adding the options, you cannot do this like this. Well, you could, but mostly you play chords on the top 4 strings. So we have now here the guidetones. Now we're adding probably a 13. That will be here. If you want to find the 13, just count through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 is the 13. So let's see how that sounds. Already sounds like something. Probably want to have the 9 as well. In the low position it's not possible, but in the high position we have 6, 7, 1, 2. Here's again, so creates this chord. This will be a G major 7, 9, 13. And now there is where the music starts to play. Or you can use this to create more tension. Start with the root position. So this covers now both either Ionian or Lydian. If you want to have a specific Lydian sound, then you need to integrate the sharp 11. That will be in this case this one here. So, I mean, first you play it like this one and then go to the sharp 11, and this way you created a Lydian sound. So that's the way it's done. You get your guide tones, go through the mode or the position, count the notes, and there you find your options. Then you reduce the chord to the minimum requirements, that mean guide tones, 3 and 7. Then you add options available. In the case of Ionian it's 9 and 13, and in the case of Lydian it's 9, sharp 11, 13. Let's do the other position here, up here. The other root position of this is the root position of G major 7 chord here. Okay? And now we do the same thing again. We first play that's the normal one. Sounds pretty nice, but probably you want to have more stuff. Now we check what kind of, we check the mode. So you have Ionian, count through again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That will be Ionian. And Lydian, just adapt the 4 to a sharp 4, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now we have Lydian. And the voicing in this case is 1, 5, 7, 3 voicing. Okay? Now we can do the same game again. We check where the guide tones are. Here is the triad, here's the 7th. So these two notes create a G major 7 chord just with 2 notes. Sounds very minimalistic, but now we can add stuff from here, okay? Now we want to add the options 9, that will be here. Just count through here, the 9. And you can also add a 5th above. So this would be this is basically a B minor 7 chord, but this is also a G major 7, G major 9 chord. And depends on the bass how it sounds. Okay? You can also add the second option, that will be 13. That will be here. I mean, it's a personal taste if you like it or not. I'm just showing you the theory. Okay? You don't need to have options, but if you want, you can. That's the basic thing. Or if you want to have a Lydian sound, then you go for the sharp 11. That will be here. This will be a... Let me select another sound here. This will be a G major 9 sharp 11 chord. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, sounds pretty okay. This is the way chords are built. As I already said, you can add either options or just the root and the 5th. It's also okay. It doesn't need to have options. When it comes to practical use, then you see there's different ways this stuff is done. And now I'm going to show you a line just up and down here with G major 7, starting with this voicing here. Okay, so we have here the root. This is a 1, 3, 5, 7 voicing. You found this in any chord book. And then we move upward. So what is this? This is called a 9/6 chord. You see 9/6, okay? Here we have the 6, here we have the 9, and here we have the 5th and the root. So really basic, the main the guide tones are missing here. So this is treated as a chord which moves from 1 to the next. And here we come to the major 7, 9, 13. So we come here. Now we go to a basic chord again, G major 7 here, as a 1, 5, 7, 1, 5, 7, 3 voicing. So these are called fourth chords, quarten akkorde. I don't know the English word for that. Quarten akkorde. And these are used very often just to move from one position to the other. As here again. So we come. And now let's do, what are we doing here? This one here. This is again a root, basic chord. This is a 5, 1, 3, 7 voicing here. And then we're back here, up here, to the one we have below. And just with these chords you can create great stuff. Now if you want to do, in this case we didn't use Lydian at all. If you want to add Lydian, you can take this position here, add the sharp 11, which will be this. So we have this. You can also make a game out of doing the normal one and then the sharp 11. That's also cool. I'll show you. That's the way the chords are done in a practical way, which you can hear like on Chords with Joe Pass or many other players. That's the way it's done. But it's really important that you understand where the chords come from, because you also, later on when you get in advanced play, you're going to do voice leading, and then you need to know what you're doing and not just press chords, which you learned up the chord book, okay? As I said at the beginning of the tutorial, this tutorial is really important, even it's probably not so popular topic, but it's really important. Yo guys, this was building jazz guitar chords, major chords. As I already said, it's not a popular theme, but it's really important if you want to really get into jazz guitar and understand what you're doing. And a lot of people talk about what shall I do when I play modes? That's the main thing. You need to know the mode and the options which are available to each mode. In the case of major, we have Ionian with the options 9, 13, and Lydian options 9, sharp 11, 13. So we have 3 and 2, and the rest you can mix it up. And when do you use the one or the other? It depends on the chord progression, of course. If you have a song like in G major 7 to C major 7, in this case, of course, the C major 7 is the 4th step. That will be the Lydian part. Then you just adapt it to C major 7. Or some players like Pat Metheny did that a lot, or many other players. You do the modal interchange, like on a final chord, you know, in the G major tune. Like an effect to change between Ionian and to Lydian. There's also an effect which can be used, and therefore you need to know the stuff and really be able to adapt to the whole thing. Yo, that's all about the topic. I know it's tough, it's quite a brainer, but it's really important when you really want to start to play serious jazz guitar. Yo, you can download this backing track. It's just a loop on G major, plus tabs where I'm gonna put things together, which I just showed. That you have a little overview over this. It's going to be available to download in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there with a free member account, but if you want to download the material, you need a premium member upgrade. And me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye to you.